Hi everyone, welcome back to another recipe video. In this video I am going to be making apple pie. So here it is, and if you want to see how I made the apple pie, keep watching. Hope you all are doing great and hope you're having a blissful weekend. All right, let's dive right in. All right, here are my ingredients. I have apple pie crust. You can get it from the frozen section of your grocery store. I have apples from the garden, harvested. I have brown sugar. I have cornstarch, ground nutmeg, and ground cinnamon. I also have lemon juice for a little bit of tartness. And also I'll have butter as well. And I'll be adding a pinch of salt. Now let's go ahead and peel the apples. I'm going to peel it and then just chop it up. No special way, just chop it up into small pieces. And here I am peeling the apple. These apples are still good, and even though I harvested them about a month and a half to 2 months ago, check out that video from the garden, actually, my backyard. So they are nice and tasty, still crispy. So here I am adding cinnamon. I think cinnamon was just made for apple pie. It is so good in apple pie, and I know some people don't like cinnamon, some like it, but in apple pie cinnamon is great. So this is nutmeg. I'm adding nutmeg as well. It gives it that special kick or special flavor. And now the main ingredient, I'm adding brown sugar. Some people like to add brown sugar and white sugar. I think brown sugar is good enough, or if you prefer, you can add honey. So now I am adding a bit of cornstarch. I'll add it in two ways. I'll add it as powder here, and later on dissolve in a little bit in water and add to my apple filling. So now I am adding lemon juice for that tartness. Lemon juice takes it a notch or two, takes it to a different level. So now I'm just mixing it up, and what is going to happen shortly, the apples will begin to release the juices. Oh, let's not forget a pinch of salt. Salt is also good. It gives that sweet and salty apple pie. Not salty, but it gives it a different flavor. So now I'm just stirring it up, and you know, the combination of the lemon juice and some of the spices and sugar, the apple will begin to produce juices. So, and that's what we need to make our roux, so to speak. All right, so here it is. As you can see, it's producing liquid or juice, and what we're going to do is to strain it out, because some apple recipes call for you may actually cook in the apple on the fryer or on the burner. I don't want to cook my apple. I don't want it overly soggy, so I still want, you know, a bit of bite here and there. So what I'm going to do is to strain out the juices or liquid and then put that on the fire. That will be my roux, but I'll add the apple later on. So I'm going to add butter here. And you see I have a bowl with some water that I will use to dissolve the cornstarch. Meanwhile, let's put the juice on the burner. I'm adding my cornstarch. Give that a good stir to make sure it dissolves. Now look at that, it is caramelizing because of the sugar. So I'm just going to stir properly and then add the cornstarch, dissolved cornstarch, a little bit at a time. Ideally, I should have used a small pan, but this is okay as well. It works fine. But a small pan will be better because it has less surface area. So I'm just giving that a good stir so the lumps don't form. But you know, guys, the good thing about having a wide pan is going to cool a lot quicker. So I want actually this roux to cool down so that I can add the apple. And this way I don't have to wait too long for the apple to cool down before putting it in my pie crust. So this is another way to avoid that wait time. So now I'm just giving it a stir just to make sure everything is combined thoroughly. The apples are still, still crunchy, not as crunchy as when we started because the lemon juice is now making the apple softer a little bit, I think. If you know what's going on, please let me know in the comment section below what makes the apple soft even before you put it on the burner. So you see the burner is off. So now that is going to cool just enough time for me to begin the pie crust. All right, so this is the grocery store pie dough and it comes in two in a pack. So I'm just going to lightly butter my pan. This pan is quite small. I wish I had a deeper dish, a deeper pan, so the pie can come out thicker, but this works fine as well. I don't want too much pie. Just a little bit goes a long way for the sweet tooths in the house. Anyway, so I am just going to put down the bottom part. This is the bottom. Press it in. Now we're going to add the apples. It is nice and cooled down, and you don't want to add it when it's hot, so the pie crust not filling, but the pie crust dough will not start to break apart. So let's get everything in there. And next up, I'm going to get the second pie dough as the top. Okay, as you can see, I put down some flour on the counter because I don't want the pie dough to get too sticky. Since it's no longer in the refrigerator, it's now getting soft. So that flour on the counter will help with the as I manipulate the dough. So in this case, I can just put that dough circle on top of the pie, but I think I want to just cut it up in strips and form the check design on the pie. So here I am just slicing through, making sure I'm not slicing the countertop, so I'm not putting too much pressure, just slicing down the pie dough. And now I'm just going to make strips. I remember when we made something similar in art class. using cardboard paper where you had to make check designs like that. I had to try and remember how do you make check designs. But anyway, if you did the same when you were growing up, let me know in art class. I've forgotten what it's called, but not mosaic. What is it called? Let me know in the comment section below. But anyway, here we are. We have our check design. I'm just cutting off all the excess at the tip. Trying to make it look a little bit presentable. I wish I had more apples so the top will now be in a mound form, but I think this works fine as well. So what I'm doing is just sealing the ends. No special design here. This is my first time. So I'm just crimping the edges. And then next up, I'm going to use crack an egg and use that to baste the top of the pie for that extra color when it comes out from the oven. So putting it in the oven, putting a baking pan first before putting on the pie, just so that if we have any drippings or anything to go into the pan and not the oven floor. So I'm going to just let it bake, and this is at 425 degrees. So I'm going to let it bake for about 30 to 40 minutes, but in between I'm going to sprinkle brown sugar on top. And just like that, our apple pie is ready. Oh my goodness, the smell, the whole house smells like apple pie. It smells so good, almost like the festive Christmas season or Thanksgiving season, where you have a lot of apple pies, all sorts of pies, cranberry pies, strawberry pie, um, pumpkin pie for sure during the Thanksgiving period in November. So it smells really good. So, well, we're going to see if it tastes as good as it looks. That nice brown, toasty top looks beautiful. Okay, let's let it cool for 30 minutes. And this is 30 minutes later. Let's have a taste. All right, just cutting out a piece, and we're going to have a taste. All right, it's nice and caramelized, flaky. It tastes so delicious. Buttery, can get that hint of cinnamon, nutmeg, and apples. Oh my goodness. Fresh apples. It tastes so, so good. Reminds me of Thanksgiving. Sometimes you can serve this with ice cream as I'm showing you here, but I'm not going to have the ice cream. I don't have the sweet tooth right now for ice cream, but most times it's served with ice cream. Here's my Chunky Monkey ice cream, but I'm just going to enjoy this pie as is to get all the flavors. Oh, it looks so good. Next time I make a pie though, I'm going to use a deep dish so that, you know, the pie will be thicker or deeper, so to speak. But like I was saying, this tastes amazing. So delicious. Delicious, delicious. Something you would get from maybe a high-end famous restaurant. It tastes really good, I think. I've tasted a few apple pies over the years, but this tastes really good. I'm surprised. And it's my first time. So maybe next time I'll perfect it here and there. There are some things that I would change, but this tastes really good. All right, hope you enjoyed this recipe video. Like always, give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't. Returning subscribers, I love you as always, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.